think we're going to go ahead and get started. So on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce and the City of Independence, welcome to First Friday. We're so glad that you're here. I can't believe it's March. Where is the year going? So before we get started, we always like to thank our business sponsor. They are the ones who paid for the great muffins we always get from Annie Mae's and the fresh fruit and the hot coffee over there. So would you please welcome our business sponsor for this morning, the store manager for Derail Commodity, Nick McCollum.
Thank you guys for coming. I'm Nick McCollum with Derail Commodity Flooring and Furniture. Emphasis on furniture because people still don't realize we have it. It's a big year for us. It's 50 years in business as a company. So 1967 was important to us, and we've been here locally in Independence since 1973, so older than myself by 6 years. So that's kind of nice. Of course, it's a whole lot better now that I'm a part of it, and it keeps getting bigger and better. And I brought Keith Smith, our president of HMS Enterprises, with us today, and I was glad he could join us. And we just thank you, and stop in, celebrate. We're doing a giveaway every month, maybe twice a month on our 50-year celebrations. So I gave away $50 yesterday for a gift certificate and hope to give away more. So thank you.
I would like to invite Tom Simpson from MAC and Kelly Passeur from the City of Independence to join me up front. We always, when we have businesses in Independence that celebrate, we celebrate right along with them at the Chamber of Commerce by presenting them with plaques for them to display in their place of business, recognizing them for their commitment. And this one says, to Derail Commodity, your 50-year anniversary. Thank you for being a part of the business community in Independence and for serving Southeast Kansas since 1967. So congratulations on 44 years in Independence and 50 years of being in business. We appreciate all you do for our town.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we have a packed schedule this morning. So First Friday is co-sponsored by the City of Independence and the Chamber of Commerce. And it's a way for us to come together every single month and talk about all kinds of great things that are happening in the community and for you to get the straight story and all the accurate information. And that's exactly what's going to happen here this morning in the Civic Center. We're going to start by giving you some accurate information from the back of your program. So we're going to hit it hard and fast. You know, I always kind of go over a community overview, and sometimes it gets kind of lengthy, and I'm going to shorten it up today. But I also want you to know it's important for us to share this information because it's being videotaped, and it will be on TV. So we want to make sure that everybody who's watching this on TV will know the same great information that you're receiving this morning on the back of your program. But also, it's on our Facebook page, it's on our website, and we will be flashing it out. So there's lots of ways for you to get that information. But let's talk about what's on there in particular. Well, first up, we have, I want to let you know that the city newsletter is done and printed and should be in the mail to all of us soon. So be watching your mail for the amazing city newsletter that will have all kinds of great information in it. So watch for that. And then tomorrow morning is community recycling, in which you already know that. It happens on the first Saturday of every month. But what you don't know is that on April the 1st, we're going to have a special cleanup for tires. So you'll be able to bring 7 tires that are vehicle tires or pickup truck tires, no commercial tires, on Saturday, April the 1st for completely free. So if you have a need to dispose of those tires, remember that April the 1st will be the day for that. Tomorrow is a huge day in Independence. So Lions Club Bean Feed right after you turn in all your recyclables. Go to the Wesley Center and support the Lions Club. Come back here in the evening. All of you who have tickets. Tabitha, are there any tickets left? No tickets left. So Main Street will be having their huge fundraiser in here tomorrow night. And all you lucky people with tickets, I will see you tomorrow evening. Also, I wanted to give a little shout out to the City Commission. They always meet on the 2nd and the 4th Thursday, but they will be moving their meeting up next week. So instead of the 9th, it will be the 7th. So make that change in your calendar. mid-March, about starting on the 9th, and you're going to have 2 opportunities to hear or see some theatrical and musical productions. One will be at the college and one will be at the high school. You can check those out. And then on the 12th and the 26th and the 9th, you're going to hear more about this from our speaker, but we are going to have some opportunities to go to the independent cinemas and watch some movies completely for free that will help us get prepared for the William Inge Theater Festival that's coming up. On the 17th, there's a couple of things I want to point out on that day as well. There's another fundraiser from the museum. They're having a soup luncheon, so mark that on your calendar. And that evening will be the Main Street's first annual pub crawl, so be sure and get your tickets for that. Also, on the 28th through April the 8th, the museum is having a Woodcrafters Fair. And what's cool about that is it will give you an opportunity to go check out some wood turning and some wood carving. So be sure and mark that on your calendar. The library is sponsoring Ladies' Night on the 30th, so put that on your calendar. And then we also have on the 8th, which is going to be in conjunction with park opening, we will be having the Kansas Children's Service League fundraiser, and we have one of their board members here that will be talking in more depth about that. So you'll want to really pay attention and be sure and get that on your calendar because that's going to be lots of fun. April 8th is park opening. On the 13th is going to be a craft fair for the springtime at the library, something new they're doing. And then on the 15th will be our community Easter egg hunt, so be sure and mark that down. And then on April the 15th will be the Verdigris Valley Young Artists exhibit, so be sure and check that out. And of course, we'll have the William Inge Theater Festival the 19th through the 22nd, and we'll be hearing about that in a minute. And finally, we will have Love Independence on the 29th. It's the second annual Love Independence event, and we've got 2 great kids that are going to be speaking about that here shortly. At this time, it is time for us to move on to our speakers. So we have, like I said, a huge lineup. I've got 7 individuals that are going to be speaking to you this morning. Lots of really good information, and we're going to kick it off with the artistic director from the William Inge Theater, and she will be speaking to us about the 36th Annual William Inge Theater Festival. Please welcome my friend, Karen Carpenter.
Lisa told me I only have 10 minutes, so I'm going to talk really, really fast. No. Some of you have already heard from me this week, I think. I'm getting out in the community and pitching the Inge Festival. And I just wanted to share briefly with all of you some of the highlights of it. You got probably in the mail either yesterday or you will receive it today, our mailer. And I'm just going to walk you through it a little bit. But first, I want to give a shout out to all of the volunteers in this town because this Inge Festival is a 36-year legacy of independence. And that really is thanks to the volunteers because over 100 volunteers put this festival on. There's only 3.5 staff, actually. So congratulations, and it's a phenomenal thing that you have done for theater artists everywhere and for the state of American theater. And you don't really realize it maybe being in this town, but everywhere else there are repercussions of what you're doing. Okay, anyway, we honor the best in the William Inge Theater Festival. This year we are honoring Pulitzer Prize winner Beth Henley. Beth Henley is one of the most marvelous women in the theater that you are ever going to meet. She's gracious, she's incredibly funny, her work is poignant and moving, and you know her titles. And if you don't know her titles, you tip my hand a little bit. We're putting on a free film festival again this year to promote the festival. 3 of Beth's films will be shown. She's also the screenwriter for these films, and they are based on her original plays. They are alternate Sundays thanks to Mr. Schrader at Indy Cinema and business sponsors of this community. So thank you to Express Employment Professionals who sponsor the first film. The first film is March 12th. It's Nobody's Fool, starring Rosanna Arquette and Eric Roberts. And it is a wonderful story about a gal in a small town, and a Shakespeare troupe comes, and she falls in love with one of the crew guys. And Eric Roberts is the love interest, of course. The wonderful thing about Beth Henley is she writes about small-town America, so she's very fitting for us. She, much like William Inge, wrote what she knew, and she's from the South, so most of her plays are based in Mississippi or Louisiana, and they're incredibly, hilariously funny and also deeply moving. So Nobody's Fool is March 12th. March 26th is Crimes of the Heart, which is the play that she won the Pulitzer Prize for. That movie stars Diane Keaton, Jessica Lange, Sissy Spacek. It's absolutely free to you. Avenue at 1 p.m. We are looking for a business sponsor for the remaining 2 films. If you're interested in that, please call Bruce or see him. I think he's in his pajamas back there in the back. So Crimes of the Heart will be on the 26th of March, and then April 9th, I think the funniest movie that she made is Miss Firecracker Contest, starring Holly Hunter, and Mary Steenburgen, who's beautiful in it. And it's about this small-town girl who's kind of a misfit, who's never really, been, much liked maybe in the town. And so she goes out for this beauty pageant with all her heart, and she taps, and she sings, and she performs. And I won't tell you how it ends, but it's incredibly moving ending. It's a very, very funny film, and that's on the April 9th. The reason we are putting these films into the cinema, and the reason also the public library has best titles for loan, is so that you can get to know her before she comes to town and enjoy her work. So that they're all meant to be teasers to the Inge Festival itself. So I know I'm running out of time already. But here's the thing. Sometimes you encounter a play, and it just moves you beyond words. You laugh, you cry, you might cry laughing, right? That's Beth. That's Beth's work. So if you turn out for the Inge Festival, I guarantee, and you can hold me to this, you will laugh, and you will be moved. And you will appreciate this incredible writer that we're going to honor this year. We're also honoring a younger writer. So just to walk you very quickly through this little brochure, it's 4 extraordinary days. They're packed with all kinds of things, celebrity performances. We're going to have a bunch of famous people in town that are her constant collaborators, if you will. Holly Hunter has been put on tape for her tribute, but Christine Lottie from Chicago Hope, Carol Kane from Taxi. There'll be a bunch of pretty famous people here. So if you like to rub elbows with the celebrities, you can either buy tickets for the festival or you can turn out for Fringe at the Inge, which is literally, we're going to pick a local watering hole each night, and you can come, and for the price of a beverage, you can mingle with these incredible folk. But for 4 decades, our brightest stars and theater makers have come to Independence, and this is our chance to enjoy their work and their talent and have a heck of a lot of fun in the process. I think one of the most beautiful aspects of the Inge Festival is our exceptional Midwestern hospitality. And we put it out in style. We're going to have our gala here this year, for instance. So when you get this ticket mailer, you'll open it up. There's a schedule of events. So it's 4 days that are jam-packed. You do not have to take all of this. You can have your Inge Festival, as Shakespeare would say, as you like it. So you can just come out and have a beer with Beth Henley and Christine Lottie. You can come and see them perform on Friday and appreciate Beth's work. You can come to new play readings, et cetera, et cetera. You can come to any one of these events singularly. You can buy the whole package. And this year I added a VIP package so that you have exclusive access to Beth and the stars that are coming. So if you are really into that kind of thing, you can buy the VIP package. It helps all of the programming at the Inge Center year-round. So your money gets put to very good use, not just to pay for the festival, but all of our outreach to the high schools. We put our playwrights in local schools to teach creative writing, for instance. So everything you do with the festival, that money is put to use elsewhere. One of the strongest things I think we do are what we call high school and college days. So we host high school and college students on Thursdays and Fridays. Our guest artists teach them professional theater practice, whether it's movement or improv or stage combat or voice. They work one-on-one with our young people. And high school students come from all over this four-state corner region to work with our guest artists. Indy High last year brought 63 students. So you can come for high school and college days if you're a student like that, or you can enjoy any of the social events, any of the theater events. You can see 36 new plays in 3 afternoons in 3 venues in town. So take a look at this. It describes all the packages. And if you have any questions at all, or if you want to buy tickets this morning, you can see Megan Moore with her lovely daughter, Evie, who is our new special projects coordinator. I promised my board I would never speak unless I could also sell a ticket at the exact same time. So you can go on Inge Center or IngeFestival.org. Both of those website addresses take you to the same place. You can look at all the packages if you're somebody who likes to shop at home like I do. You can go online and you can read all about it. There are 2 different ways you can look at the website. There's an actually downloadable schedule. It's lovingly color-coded. so you can see what is in the play lab, what is in the workshops, what social events are available, or there's an actual list of events that describes every event in the festival. So those two things are on the website. Just go to ingefestival.org, and Inge is spelled I-N-G-E, and as Gene Inge would say, it's not Inge, it's Inge, okay? Our hometown, brilliant playwright that this festival is named for. So just a little teeny bit about the films, because you haven't cut me off yet. Nobody's Fool. It's a 1986 romantic comedy starring Rosanna Arquette, Meier Winningham, if you don't know who she is, she's a lovely actress, and Eric Roberts. And, can she trust this stranger offering romance? This is what Bruce has put in this rather scintillating press release that I'm looking at here. Oh, wait. Okay, don't trust an iPad, I think is the... Press home to open. Oh, now it's recording me. Okay. And then Crimes of the Heart is from 1986. And again, Beth wrote the screenplays for these movies. Bruce Beresford directed this film. It's a beautiful, beautiful film. It's about these three eccentric McGrath sisters in this small Mississippi town, and they're dealing with this huge family crisis and with uproarious results. And what's caused the crisis is the middle sister has shot her husband, not fatally, for being mean to their yard, the guy who deals with their yard. And so they've come home to kind of rescue her, and all kinds of mayhem ensues. And Sam Shepard is the love interest in that film. So if you're like Sam, like I do, you might want to see that. And Miss Firecracker Contest is really a lighthearted send-up of Americana. And this is Beth. If you come to her tribute, which to me, I think the most phenomenal event of the entire festival is the tribute to the honorees' life and work. Because I get to interview all of these amazing people. For years and years and years, Mike Wood used to do this. I've gotten to sit down with Stephen Tobolowsky, Mark Lynn Baker, Christine Lottie, Carol Kane, Holly Hunter, Bill Pullman, Ed Harris, Amy Madigan. These are all Beth's cohorts, if you will. They've done all of her original work and put them on tape talking about her and her work. And she's a lovely gal. And I spent 4 hours with Beth. And so we cut all that up so that you get a whole sense of her career, and we intersperse it with live scenes that will feature our students and celebrities that we're bringing from Hollywood and from Broadway. So it's really from Broadway to Hollywood to Independence. And it's like the best PBS special you ever saw. So turn out on Friday, April 21st for the tribute to Beth Henley. Thank you. And I apologize, I have to run.
Karen has another gig in Neodesha she's heading out to. But I want to say that on behalf of the Chamber and the side of the Chamber that is the tourism side, we're very excited about the fact that we recently granted the William Inge Theater Festival $10,000 to be able to spend on enhancing and marketing the theater festival. So we're very excited to be able to support that. We believe in it, and it's a great gem for our community. So I encourage all of you to get tickets as well.
Well, I just want to say thank you about that, because we've made an effort to, we want to advertise the festival digitally, online, on these websites that theater goers go to. We've marketed the festival for years to theater makers, and the Chamber is absolutely enabling us to do that. So I just want to say thank you, and thank you to the Tourism Board who grilled us, but we came out triumphant, so thank you.
And also, one of my favorite things at the Inge, for the Inge Festival is going on the Inge's Boyhood Home Tour. So I encourage you to get tickets. Ken Brown does that, and Isaiah McCaffrey, and it is amazing. You get on this bus, and they take you around town. I've lived here all my life, and I always learn something new about independence when I take that tour. Plus, it makes me proud of where I live. So speaking of proud of where I live, I've got two little girls. Not little girls, they're big girls. I've got two girls that are going to speak to you about a project that they have that they want to tell you more about. But I'm going to kind of give you a little bit of an introduction. We have Love Independence coming up at the end of this month, like I talked about. And it takes all of us to get out to make that day what it was last year by spreading random acts of kindness and just being good people to each other and being especially nice on that day. And last year, we had about 15 girls that championed an effort. They called themselves Flower Power. They wore these bright yellow shirts that you'll see over here in just a minute. And they went around and they raised some money, and they put together 90 potted plants that were potted plants with beautiful flowers in them. They loaded them up with their parents, and the parents drove them to 3 facilities: Medical Lodges, Bradford Place, and Eagle Estates. And they walked into those places and shared some love and compassion and generosity and friendship and just conversation with people that wouldn't otherwise have those kinds of visitors. And I couldn't imagine a better way to share Independence love than by doing that on Love Independence Day. Well, these girls didn't just stop there. They decided that they wanted to champion another effort this year. And so we've got 2 of them here, and their good buddies are over here in the corner. So girls that helped with Flower Power last year, stand up over here. These are their other friends that are equally as part of the group. And good job, girls. They're going to talk about a project that they're putting in motion through 4-H in particular in an effort to take on a couple of projects. So I'm going to let them tell all about their project. So at this time, would you please give a round of applause to 2 amazing girls, Browyn O'Malley and Richelle Reichenberger.
Hi, my name is Browyn O'Malley.
My name is Richelle Reichenberger.
And today we're here to tell you about our project we are doing for Love Independence Day on Saturday, April 29th.
We would like to share information about our project and invite businesses to join in.
We are both Valley Victory's 4-H members, and I am doing this as a citizenship project.
And I am doing it as a leadership project.
We're both 8th graders at Independence Middle School, and we're both born and raised here in Independence, and we think it's a great community to live in. And that's why we came up with our project, and we're calling it Indy Rocks.
The way that it will work is that businesses will sponsor a rock that we will paint to represent the business. We will hide the rocks around Independence on the Saturday of Love Independence Day. We will have clues that will be distributed in the paper, on Facebook, and on flyers that will be placed around town. People will use the clues to find the rocks and take the rock into the business where they will get a prize.
This is a great way to remind people all about the great things in our town by getting them running around places and stand out in our community. We will hide the rocks by the library, the science center, the zoo, the park, the stadium, and the ball fields, and other places in our community. This will also get people in our stores to shop that day.
We are providing the rocks, painting them, writing and distributing the clues, hiding the rocks, and all you have to do if you are a business is provide a prize. All you have to do if you are a community member is to join the hunt for the rocks. It is kind of like the medallion hunt at Neowalla.
We have our Indy Rock Squad with us today, and they're going to walk around with a couple of examples of the unpainted rocks so you can see what types of rocks will be painted and hidden.
We also have some forms for businesses. Okay. We also have some forms for businesses who want to sponsor a rock on the information table. Forms will also be available after today at the Main Street or Chamber of Commerce offices.
Thank you for listening to our presentation, and we hope you support Indy Rocks.
I'm so proud of them. I can't imagine a better project than Indy Rocks. And I can't imagine a better project because it is being supported by kids who love independence as much as we do. You know, as adults, we've done a really good job if we've raised kids to love independence as much as we do. So I think you guys I think you rock. And I think that this is going to be a lot of fun. So what we need to do is a couple things. Like the girls told you, over on the information table, there are forms. One is a form that just tells everything that they just explained to you. And the other form is a form that you fill out. So the chamber's going to fill out their form, and then they will be painting a rock, maybe that looks a little bit like our new logo. And then they'll take that out, and they'll go hide it. And then I will be on that Facebook page on that day. I won't look for my own rock, but I'll look for some of the other rocks. So I'll be on the Facebook page, or I'll pull it out of the reporter and look for my clues and go out. And then I think it's amazing that these young people are trying to drive traffic into our businesses, not only creating something fun for us to do, but it has a business piece. So, Terry, are you in? Okay. Okay. So, Terry Terry's going to give maybe coffee and muffins to whoever finds the Annie Mae's rock. So anyway, well, good job, girls. Thank you for that. All right. So let's move right on to another great thing that makes Independence great, and it's not far into the future. So would you please help me welcome Michael Ysusi, who represents RTurn, and we'll be talking about the dog park that's coming to Independence soon.
Hey, Nick, do you have a rock? I'd like to find it. I'd like to go buy some furniture from you, so... I'm Michael Ysusi with the Dog Park Group and the RTurn Initiative. First off, I'd like to reiterate what Browyn said. This is a great community. The support from this community has really driven myself and other members of the Dog Park Group. For those of you who don't know much about the dog park, it was started by the RTurn Initiative. And from the RTurn Initiative, 15 members rallied around this idea to bring a dog park into Independence and fulfill this goal. Our last major hurdle is this Tuesday. We will be presenting at the City Commission meeting, as well as giving them a projected timeline of the dog park. When we first went to the city, we had limited resources, no money, but we had an eager group that all wanted a dog park and knew the benefits of the dog park to the town. As Commissioner Hogsett knows, when he showed the town to prospective members coming in, I kind of interrupted him one day and said, are you guys dog lovers? And they said, yeah, we have a couple dogs. Well, good. We're going to build a dog park. And they just got so excited. So we know this could be a real benefit to the town and help draw a couple more people in. And like I said, we have no money for our fence, but that changed. We're not Trump anymore. We have money for the fence. Like I said, we do have the money. Today, thanks to the community chest and local support, we had the money to start phase 1 and 2, which is the fence, of course. And recently, we have the support of Greenbush students and Leadership Independence. Earlier, I said I love this community, and I love the support it gives. We have really gained strength in numbers, and with Leadership Independence, we have gained 20 new members to the Independence Dog Park Group. They will assist us in 4 ways. The first one is volunteering. This will include helping install the fence and running the water line. People might say, do we know how to do that? Not really, but we'll give it the whole college try. But just in case you guys are really worried about us installing the fence and running the water line, we have some great resources. We have recently got the help from Cornerstone Surveying, Plum Crazy Plumbing, Woods Lumber Company, and SEK Construction. So the fence will be straight, and the water line will be ran properly. Leadership is also helping continue us fundraise. As there are still more phases than just phase 1 and 2, we still have many more ideas and many more ways that this can grow into a great place. And there's still naming rights available if anyone wants to donate. The third group will be in charge of advertising and keeping people up to date with the progress. Speaking of progress, has anyone drove by Park Boulevard recently? We have 2 great-looking signs thanks to Janet Demo and Demo Distributions, and I just want to thank them for the wonderful signs that we were able to install at the location. And also, speaking of advertising, I would like everyone to get out their phones real fast and look for the Independence Dog Park. Like it, share the video, or share the picture. And there's a couple new pictures on there today. So I really want to boost the Facebook page, and I want to get this kind of promoted a little bit more. So hopefully by sharing the picture and liking the page, we can get that going. The last group is the events group. Leadership Independence has become such a strength. Before, like I said, we had phase 1 and 2 under control with the 15 members. But we really wanted to do a park opening event for the dog park. And thanks to the numbers of Leadership Independence and the events group, we'll be able to actually do this. We'll be able to host a opening event, and we'll hopefully include the local vets, the vet tech program at ICC, and even AWOL. I know a lot of people have mentioned AWOL, and this will just be a great way to bring in AWOL to the dog park, and maybe we can even arrange for AWOL to do a pet adoption for a day and give prospective members or prospective new family members a way to adopt a dog easier. The last thing I'd like to mention about our project is the recent collaboration with the Greenbush program, the Lego program. There is a program that recycles caps, lids, which are normally thrown away at the recycling program. If you guys don't know, the bottle caps and other items are usually taken off at the recycling day and just thrown away. Well, this program actually recycles those lids, and from those lids, you send them to this place in Indiana, this business, and they make a bench. So benches, tables, anything that's kind of made out of plastic, and these are really nice. The only problem is it's 400 pounds of plastic lids. So these kids are doing their part. Recently, they have put together boxes, which you can see by the information table. And any business, entity, school, anything. If you want one of these boxes, and I think they're already decorated, but if not, you can decorate them any way you want to. But it's a place to drop off caps all around town. And Greenbush will come and pick them up. If you want more information on that, there's a couple of business cards from Kathy Clapp over there with the Greenbush program. So please help these students out and help the dog park out. I mean, these benches will come to the dog park after we have got the number of lids available. And just to give you guys an idea, 400 pounds of plastic lids is 10 55-gallon trash bags full. So I think we have our work cut out for us, but I'm very optimistic, and I think we can get that done. I will be getting with the chamber, and hopefully on recycling days we can get this list put out. But just a couple of caps and lids, medicine bottle caps, milk jug caps, water bottle caps, cottage cheese lids containers, mayonnaise jar lids, yogurt lids, peanut butter container lids, ice cream bucket lids, and there's just kind of a big list. So I think it's not just the bottle caps, so I think that's in our favor, so we can really we can really get that going. And then that being said, I kind of challenged you already, but I want to challenge you specifically. I want you guys to really be involved in the dog park. We started as a 15-member group, and we're going to finish as a community thanks to Leadership Independence. So it's not just going to be 15 people, it's going to be the whole community. That's why it's going to stay the Independence Dog Park. So it's our dog park. So if everyone can contribute in some way, whether it be money or the easiest way that I just said, caps and lids, if everyone just does their part, we can get this dog park up and running soon. And I'm very optimistic that we should have fenced by the end of April. So.
Thank you very much, Michael, and we're going to get you a bench out there, one bottle cap at a time. So, and I appreciate all your efforts. I think, how long have you guys been a group? How long have you been working? A couple years? April of 15. Okay, so good job. I think that the RTurn group. You guys actually have a couple of projects. I think we're going to hear from RTurn again next month, so we'll keep that a little secret. Okay, so did you all like the Facebook page? Okay, good. All right. So let's see. Our next speaker we have for us today is doing lots of work in Independence and lots of work for our county, working on economic development. He's made a huge impact already in our community, and we're thrilled that he's here. We just wish we could keep him a little bit longer, but we'll keep him as long as he's willing to stay. So would you please welcome the Interim Director from Montgomery County Action Council, Tom Simpson.
Good morning. It's great to be in Independence. Thank you very much for having me, and it's a pleasure to have a chance to talk with you about MAC and the things we're trying to do. Lisa, thank you. It's hard to follow, Michael, after you should be a comedian, or at least on a set at one of those news channels on television. I've got three things that I want to talk to you about. I've got 10 minutes, so I need to hurry. So I want to talk to you about three things. The first thing I want to talk to you about is the process that we're undertaking at MAC right now to develop a 5-year strategic plan. Part of that is to kind of come up with where we should be 5 years from now. And as you know, something I've shared with many of you in private conversations and in other meetings, we have some challenges. We have a demographic challenge. We have obviously economic challenges. We have transportational issues that we need to worry about, housing issues that we need to worry about, workforce development issues. Well, 5 years from now, we're going to be somewhere. And my notion is, and I think many of you agree with me, I'd rather it be the where that we choose as opposed to the where that's forced upon us. And so part of the process here is to develop a 5-year strategic plan for MAC and consequently for the community about trying to trace where we want to go in terms of economic development. Now, in order to accomplish that, the first step to that is to do an assessment, just like you do in your own life, just like you do yourself. You make an assessment about your strengths and your weaknesses, the opportunities and the threats that you have facing you. Every one of us do this, whether you do it consciously or not. We all do this. Well, all we're doing is putting that externally. We're asking you to join us. And as it turns out, over the last month, we've had 4 community meetings, community conversations, where we've invited people to come in and share their thoughts with us. You've been terrific. We've had over 100 folks show up at these 4 different meetings. I will tell you that Caney, little Caney, has the record for the most number of people, which is kind of interesting in my mind. They showed up in droves. And it was great to have a chance to listen to folks, what people had to say in Caney. And because their concerns are real, just like yours are real. The whole idea of that is take those assessments and turn those now into some tangible, obtainable objectives. And that's what we're going to be doing over the next month or so that by the time May and June roll around, I can go to, well, my successor will be able to go to the board and say, this is the plan we'd like for you to enact. And that's where we are. So I'm really excited about it. I think it's good for MAC, and I think it's good for Montgomery County. I think it's going to be good for all of us to have some idea and have some hand in that. So that's the first thing I want to talk to you about. Second thing I want to talk to you about is something that I get asked all the time. So what have you done for me lately? I had a council member ask me, a commission member asked me after I'd been here, 6 weeks, well, how many jobs have you created? I don't know. That's a terrible thing to have to respond to. But let me just tell you that one of the problems with talking about economic development issues is that we are often asked not to say anything until things are announced. MAC doesn't announce new industries. The industry announces it, or the city announces it. But let me just tell you that we are active. I don't just sit in my office all day and listen and play in eBay and all that nonsense. I actually do work occasionally. We are working on the Amazon building. As you know, it is for sale. The bids are being accepted on Amazon on the 15th of March. They're going to open them. I'm going to be at the opening. I can't wait to see what happens to this thing. And yes, we are working with companies that are interested in buying the facility. I've said enough. I'm not going to tell you any more. And I'm sorry. I don't mean to be nasty about it, but the last thing you want to do is walk out here and say, well, Tom said that so-and-so's FedEx is coming to... No. I did not say that. So please, extend us a little bit of a courtesy, knowing that we're doing our best to get somebody. We need it desperately. You know that as well as I do. We're nursing a deal along for the purchase of another building in the Coffeyville Industrial Park that's going to create up to 25 new jobs. It's a company we've been working on for 2 years. 2 years. When I got a call from the company that says, okay, we're ready to start talking about closing the deal and moving, I wrote to Aaron Heckman, my predecessor, and I said, Aaron, all of your good work has finally come to fruition. Because that's exactly what this takes, y'all. And I hope you understand, this is not something, you don't develop a community economically in a week. You do it over years. Aaron worked on this particular company for 2 years. And it looks like now they're coming. And we're hoping to be able to make an announcement within the next month about that. And so we'll have another building, another company coming into the county. We are working with at least 2 different entrepreneurs on microloan activities, new businesses. Normally, MAC doesn't get involved with commercial development. But occasionally, something comes along that we do handle the micro loan program. So if you've got an interesting idea that you need just a little bit of money, not all of it, but a little bit to bridge the gap, come see us. We can help you. Okay, let me skip down here a little bit. My 10 minutes is running out. We have we have another business that wants to sell itself to somebody new. Then the idea then is to take that business and rather than lose them, to move them to a new building. So it's kind of a convoluted notion. But the idea is to keep an employer here. At the same time, bring in somebody new. So that's an exciting venture as well. I got to tell you, honest to God, if I were a betting man, and sometimes I am, I would be willing to say that within the year, we're looking at, gosh, this is always dangerous. Okay, at minimum, 250 new jobs in the county in the year, minimum. So. And by the way, that's not MAC doing it either. The thing that's important that you understand is what we do is we try to convince somebody that we are a place worthy of your investment. MAC doesn't create jobs. The city doesn't create jobs. The county doesn't create the jobs. It's investors with their private money who see Montgomery County as a place that they can make a profit, that their people will be happy in. It's a place they want to be a part of. Now, you deserve the credit for that because the community you built. Be proud of it. Be proud of it. The last thing I want to talk to you about real quickly is MAC is going through some transitions. My time with you is coming to a rapid, and I must tell you, a sad conclusion. I've had more fun with you than I can't tell you. I've met so many of you, and so many of you become close friends of mine. I don't know what, I want to miss you. But my guess is that the board is right now in the throes of interviewing a new director, and I think within a relatively short period of time, they will name somebody, and I'll be moving on. I will not do it, though, without regrets. I thoroughly love you. I just tell you, you have been wonderful to me, and I deeply appreciate all the courtesies you've given me. It's a great community. You have a lot going for you. Keep it up. Thank you very much. And call me if you have any ideas.
Well, Tom, I know that I speak on behalf of a lot of people when I say thank you for all that you've done. We've thoroughly enjoyed having you in our community. We're glad that you even were willing to stay a little bit longer than what we initially thought for. So thank you. Thank you. So, and good job. Good job to MAC and the board and everybody who works to make that happen. So we've got good people behind the scenes and in front of the scenes working to make Independence great. So now we're going to move on. And like I said, we have a packed schedule, and I know some of you are like, you have too many people maybe speaking, but, you know, to try to get it all in, it's very timely. We have to get everybody in front of the microphone and get the word out because in 30 days it's going to change and we'll be off to something else. So we've got 2 great speakers from the city, our wonderful mayor and our public Public Safety. I just lost my words. Public Safety Director David Cowan. So they're going to share with you some great information about what's going on in the community and the City of Independence. So who's up first? Our Mayor? You want to go? Okay, please welcome our Mayor, Fred Meier.
I'm going to yield some of my time back to Michael. He wants to tell you one more thing.
Just one more thing. For those individuals that have caps already, they can be taken to 108 West Myrtle, which is the Greenbush office, and dropped off there. And then, like I said, Greenbush will come and pick them up if you give them a call. Thank you.
And there's plenty of caps on the table, excuse me, already. You can see them with the water bottle, so we can already get a start. There's a container over there. Thank you again, Lisa, for allowing me the opportunity to come and discuss with the community some of the things that are going on at the city. You know, one of the things that Tom talks about today when it comes to economic development is the fact that quality of life issues play a big role in that whole, I don't know what you call it, Tom, but in the whole package that a community has to offer. With the addition of a lot of the things that we're talking about, the dog park, these kids and their Indy rocks, I mean, those are all issues that I think with the school system and all the things that we have going on in the community, we can all be so proud of everything that we're trying to do. And so with that, got a couple things I'd like to share with you this morning. Today is a proclamation day for employee recognition of the City of Independence employees. And so I'd like to read, this is a proclamation with my notes, that I'd like to read just part of it because it's fairly lengthy. And it says, whereas the city employees provide essential services to the citizens of Independence in many areas, including public safety, enforcing the laws, safeguarding the environment, building and maintaining roads, operating plants, repairing and replacing water and sewer lines, discarding refuge, recycling, assisting customers, maintaining parks and cemeteries, and city employees serve as a responsible steward of taxpayers' funds and engage in efforts to improve the operational and enhance services throughout the city, endeavoring to perform their jobs with professionalism, integrity, and making government services more accessible and responsive to the needs of the citizens of Independence. We approved, Leonard, Gary, and I approved this proclamation actually, at our meeting on February 23rd. I know there are several city employees around here this morning. Would you please, all of you, please stand? And if you're a retiree that's here from the City of Independence, please stand. Let's give these folks a round of applause. Thank you very much for your service. Mike, stay standing, please. I'm also proud to introduce our new city clerk. This is Mr. Mike Borovitz. Mike, right there. This is Mike's first full week and third week, but first full week by yourself. Is that correct? Okay. So, and I've received several emails from him. He's doing good. So when you go into the office as a new city employee, stop in, say hi to Mike, and pay your water bill or whatever you need to do. Is that correct? All right. Thank you, Mike. I thought I'd update you on a couple things of real importance to the community. The city manager update. Talking about the city manager update, earlier this week, the League of Municipalities sent me an email indicating that we had received 42 applications. Completed applications to them is a resume complete with references, at least 3 references. We've received applications from California, Georgia, Texas, of course Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Colorado, Nebraska, and Iowa. So as you can see in our advertising, we advertised regionally, obviously locally, and then nationally, and it's really paid off. So I'm excited that 42, and today, by the way, is the closing date to receive applications. March 6th, which is Monday, we'll start the review process. The League of Municipalities serves as our consultant. Nikki Harrison informs me that she'll start work on that very first thing on Monday. And then Gary Leonard and I will have to start meeting and come up with some criteria. And as I've been telling other groups that I've spoke to recently, we hope to have city manager hired and then hopefully one in place mid-May, 1st of June. That's our goal. So I'm excited about that, and you should be too. These people do their investigation before they apply. They get on websites. They go to different things about the community, and before they apply, they put some thought into it. And so receiving 42 applications as of earlier this week says a lot about us. And so for that, let's give ourselves a round of applause, because I think that's important. And then finally, we have the Infrastructure Committee that's serving basically as a steering committee to help us with the infrastructure issues, including City Hall, water, sewer, all those things. They will meet March 7th here, which is the same date as our City Commission meeting. They're going to start doing some touring, I understand. And so hopefully within a 60-day period, we'll have some recommendations for them, from them, so that if you really look at this big picture-wise, everything's going to fall in place. We'll have basically a strategic plan for the new city manager, and then for the City Commission, it becomes our roadmap for as we go forward. And so I'm excited about that. And then lastly, I'd like to thank you. You know, the last meeting, or the last first Friday, I had really stressed about getting involved. And because of that, we've received applications for the Planning and Zoning Board from people that I'm not sure have they have applied before. And so I appreciate that. I would also like to ask you to continue that. Involve yourself, come to a meeting. You know, the sub-boards, we always have park board openings, those kind of things. So thank you for that. And with that, David's got some exciting news to share with you.
Thank you, Mayor. I have some news to give to the community, and we're, as a public safety department, very happy to present this to you. Earlier this week, the City of Independence received some very good news from the Insurance Service Office, commonly known as ISO. ISO is an organization that issues ratings to communities and fire districts according to their capacity to respond to structure fires. The ISO ratings are then used by insurance companies when calculating premiums for residential, commercial, and industrial properties. ISO uses a scale 1 through 10 to classify systems, 1 being the very best possible rating. We were notified this week we received a rating of a 2, which is improved from our rating of 4 that we received in May of 2013. Prior to 2013, the city had a 5 ISO rating. After the consolidation of the fire EMS in 2012 and the firefighter training provided to all staff in May through June of 2012, the city requested by the city manager a new ISO rating, and that is when we received our 4 classification. ISO evaluations include a collection of a lot of documentation on our part and completing a questionnaire from the agency, as well as an on-site visit, which lasts several days, by the ISO field representatives, who evaluate the full gamut of our fire, from firefighting vehicles, equipment, dispatch, 911 center, training, water supply and pumping system, and the hydrant system in the City of Independence. We were very pleased to receive a significant improvement in our ISO rating, and we can contribute the good score to continual improvement processes in our departments, as well as 2 major upgrades last year: the installation of the Inge 911 system and the construction of the apparatus bay that allowed us to put all of the vehicles and equipment in one location. I cannot say enough for the firefighters of Independence Fire EMS, the former fire chief who's now retired, Rusty Baker, and all the staff, our new fire chief, Sean Wallace, who support the department. The continual training and work they put forth is paying off, and we have accomplished a great deal in these past few years of consolidation. Special thanks goes to Jerry Harrison and the Independence Police Department and dispatchers who likewise are extremely well trained, which was recognized by the ISO Review Board. Kudos goes to Terry Reichenberger and the Utilities Department and our water system and treatment plant staff for work they do to provide the citizens in the fire department with the water, which is another key aspect of our ISO rating. Now, even with our improved rating, I can't promise you your residential insurance premiums will change. We do anticipate, however, that our industrial and commercial properties, the large properties with high value, should see some savings. However, the insurance commissioner with the state of Kansas informed us you need to notify your insurance companies of the new ratings so that you can get the best possible deals that you can get. In conclusion, as public safety director, I can tell you the public safety team of the police chief, Jerry Harrison, fire chief Wallace, and myself, along with the employees, work hard every day to keep our citizens safe. I have the first shift that is on duty today to stand with Barry Burskins as captain of that shift. I have Jerry Harrison, the police chief, please stand. Sean Wallace. I do not know if Terry Reichenberger or anybody from the utilities is here, but I'd like to give these gentlemen a round of applause for this great accomplishment. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies, because we have 6 firefighter paramedic females, so for all your hard work that you do.
Thank you very much. That's great news. So, anyway, we have even more great news. Before I turn it over to our last speaker, I want to remind you that on the tables you have some comment cards. We take those very seriously. I look at them every single month and make a lot of changes and tweaks in the program, so be sure and fill those out. If there's a change or suggestion to the way that we have the format laid out, or if you have a great idea for a speaker, something's coming up and you want us to include that in our lineup of speakers. And then also when our last speaker is done, we will be doing shout outs from the audience. And I have the microphone right here. And what we'll ask you to do is to come up and just kind of stand over here, and then we'll bring you in one at a time so that we can capture all of that on the TV. And you'll be able to make your announcement before we all head out and enjoy our weekend. So with that, I want to introduce one of the committee members for the Kansas Children's Service League, and she's going to be talking to you all about the fundraiser that I talked about a little bit earlier that will be happening right before park opening. Please welcome Joanne Smith.
Okay. Well, we've kept you all in suspense. Okay. All right. Lisa's going to be my assistant here. We've kept you all in suspense about the unusual items we have sitting up front here, but I'm going to share a little bit about this. As Lisa mentioned, I serve, and she does as well, on the local Leadership Development Council for the Kansas Children's Service League and their local program, which is called the Healthy Families Program. Erin Bunn is the director of our program, and even though it is called the Healthy Families Program, she's dealing with some unhealthy kids this week at home, so she couldn't be here with us. But this is one of the lesser-known services, I think, that we have in our organization that we're finding. But it's one of the favorite things for me to volunteer for. It's really a very special program that's doing a lot of great work, making a big impact in not only Independence, but throughout Montgomery County and our neighboring counties as well. The Healthy Families Program is all about preventing child abuse. They work with at-risk families, moms when they're pregnant, and then they stay with the family from the time the baby's born up until for the next several years. And they coordinate with other service agencies in the area to make sure that those families are well educated on how to be parents. Generally, it's folks who maybe have history in their background. Maybe it's young parents. Maybe it's parents who don't speak English and have difficulty maybe interacting in the community. It's a voluntary program, but these parents sign up because they want some help with raising their kids. And so Healthy Families is all about helping to relieve any stress that's in the home, helping to provide the information and education that these parents need to be good parents and to relieve any opportunities or worry about child abuse in the home. So it's a very special program that's making a big impact, as I mentioned. So the Development Council, the advisory board, is kind of what we are, has been around for about 2 years. And I'm using this, and I don't really need to, do I? We're celebrating about 2 years in the community, and we are doing our first fundraiser. This is a fundraiser that's been done by other similar programs around the state, but we're doing it and we're putting a different spin on it. So it's called Cherish Our Children, and we do have some flyers, I believe, over on the table. It's going to be April 8th, right before park opening. That's a Saturday. We're going to have a breakfast from 8:30 to 10:30. It's going to be served by Chris Cakes, the performance pancake people. They're coming from Wichita to toss pancakes at us, or however that works. That will be a lot of fun. And then we're building in with that a live auction that is going to feature these items, the lion here and the monkey chair. These all started as children's chairs. They were donated to us by the First Presbyterian Church, sanded and prepared by Dave Alexander. And then we invited several of our local artists to take a chair. They actually drew names out of a hat, and we decided we want to feature all of the icons in our park because we're doing our event at the park in advance of park opening. It's all about children. The park is all about children. We wanted to focus on the park, so we gave each artist a particular icon at the park to take and then use their imagination to transform these chairs into something that represents the park, our community, and the love of children. So the lion you see here actually started looking something a little more like this, and that was created by Gabriella Johnson, the art instructor at the middle school. The chair that features the monkey is representing Monkey Island. That was painted by Tim Ragland. We have several other artists. Jim Hayward, our local artist extraordinaire, created a chair, a magnificent chair that represents the locomotive at the park. And you can actually go to his studio to see that on display. Vicki Gordon created a chair that represents the butterfly garden, and that's a very special piece as well. Rachel Unruh created a chair that represents the peacocks, another popular icon at the park, and actually features real live feathers from our real live peacocks. And Kathleen Bradshaw, who is a student at IHS, created a masterpiece that features the fountain, Logan Fountain. So that's something to see as well. The way this is going to work is we are going to obviously do some promotion about the event, but we're going to put the chairs out on display in town ahead of the event, and then we will have a live auction at the breakfast. The breakfast itself, thanks to a generous corporate sponsor, is actually going to be free. We want all the families who come out to enjoy breakfast before the park opening events to be able to do that at no cost. But we are hoping for good turnout of bidders who would like to come out. We'll have, I think, 6 chairs altogether is what we have. We may have a couple of more still coming. We'll have 6 to 8. Dave Alexander is going to perform a live auction for us, and then all of the proceeds will go back to the Healthy Families program. And I mentioned some of the service and the education that Healthy Families provide, but they're much more than just service providers. They provide a lot of support, emotional support, and counseling to our families as well, and other real practical things that family needs. We find the families need. We find sometimes there's a need in the home, like maybe a utility bill is far behind and needs to be paid, and they haven't been able to keep up with it. We had a family not long ago who had newborn twin girls. They didn't have a working refrigerator. So we put out a call to board members and volunteers, and we got a refrigerator donated to them. But they call their extra funds flex funds at Healthy Families. They need those funds just to support a special need that a family might have. Because if they can relieve those stressors on the family, that makes everyone safer and happier at home and reduces the risk of any kind of child abuse or conflict in the home. So that's the goal. And it's an amazing program. They're doing great work. We hope everybody will turn out on April 8th to support the Cherish Our Children auction. Have some pancakes, enjoy a fun day, and then spend the rest of your afternoon at the park. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Joanne. And we'll be sending out a flash and putting out some Facebook posts more about this program, so you'll be able to mark that on your calendar. So do you think, was I right? Didn't we have some great speakers this morning? Well worth the getting up early and listening to these 7 great people present. So with that, I'm going to give a few more of you an opportunity to present. So at this time, if you have some things that you'd like to give shout-outs from the chair, anybody have anything they want to? Yeah, sure. Well, come on up, and let's come right over here. Kim, go ahead and come on up. Rita, we'll let you go first. Okay. Yes. Rita has laryngitis. So it's the St. John Clinic. Convenient care is now open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So thank you. And thank you to St. John's investment in Independence and their willingness to open up convenient care for us. So there you have it. Thanks, Rita. Come right up here by the camera, right by the chairs.
All right. Well, when Karen left the room, I caught her because she forgot to mention a few things. One thing she mentioned was that it takes a lot of volunteers, and we're still needing more volunteers. If you decide to volunteer, you get a free ticket to the tribute. And if you choose to go to the gala, she's going to let anyone that's volunteered come at cost, which is $20 for the meal instead of $35. So if you're wondering about what some of the volunteer opportunities are, it might be taking someone into your home or driving somebody to the airport or delivering a care package to say we're happy that you're here or announcing a workshop. So there's all types of things, little to small, but you get a great discount. But the most exciting thing that I didn't know about, she sent to me that I'm going to read. She wants you guys to do a drum roll on your tables first. Okay. She said the Inge Festival is raffling off a trip to New York City. And it is going to include 3 nights in a hotel, round-trip airfare, ground transportation, a pair of tickets to a Broadway show that I'm forbidden to say, but I'm dying. I want one of these raffle tickets, and a 4-hour stretch limousine tour of New York City. The raffle tickets will be $25 and will be on sale online or in person starting March 21st. But if you decide to volunteer with us, in order to get your discount, you're going to have to buy it either on our website. Bruce, did you come up with what the website was? IndependenceKs.gov. And let them know that you want to volunteer, and we'll get you into a slot. But you have to buy your tickets in order to get the discount, not at the door. Okay?
Thank you. All right, next up, while Kelly's coming up, I do want to tell you that the Convenient Care Clinic is open Monday through Saturday. And the reason why that's important is because all of our kids get sick at 4 o'clock on Friday afternoon. At least that's how my life worked. So it's important that we know that they're open on Saturday. So
I just wanted to remind you it is March again, which means that we have entered the Hometown Showdown with the League of Kansas Municipalities. I think it was, Leonard, was it 2 years ago that we got second place? And normally it's of 64 cities. This year they had 80 entrants. So they had a wild card round of 20 cities, and Independence got in the top 4, so we got to progress. This is the first round. So if you go to the City of Independence Facebook page, we have a link on there. And if you click on the link and you like Independence's picture, it's of the Logan Fountain. And it's got the orange where in We're against Lewisburg this first round. So far, we're kind of stomping them, but we want to keep that up. And it will continue each week. We will post each week that we continue. So you need to go each week and vote again and like Independence's picture. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys would all do that, share with your friends, because we want to be number one. We want on the cover of the league magazine that goes all over the state of Kansas, so it would be a great opportunity to showcase our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Good idea. Rita, you want to come up next?
Morning. I have a couple of things. The first is thank you all for the ones who came to our Walk at Lunch event last year. This is kind of a savior date. April the 26th, we'll have our 11th annual Walk at Lunch. Blue Cross is celebrating our 75th anniversary this year, so we'll have a special celebration that day. There are 12 walks located across Kansas where the field offices are for Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas. So we'd like to show them that Independence really turns out for an event like this. So if at all possible, we'd like to see you at the gazebo at noon on April the 26th. The other announcement is we have a new employee here in Independence, Stephanie Hooper. We recruited her from Neodesha, but she's excited to get involved in Independence and the activity. So I'd like for you to welcome her to Independence. She was in Wichita this week. She passed her insurance test yesterday on first try, so we're really proud of that. Thank you.
Well, we have to congratulate Rita, though, too, because Dave Dillon retired from Blue Cross Blue Shield, and Rita Ortolani was promoted into that position. So congratulations, Rita.
On April 1st, there will be 30 high schools on the campus of Independence Community College. They will be performing solos and ensembles for Regional Music Festival. The participation for anybody who cares to go there is absolutely free. And it's a really interesting kind of competition. It's at the regional level. Those students qualifying will move on to a state level later on. We have 30 schools assigned to Independence Community College to present their solos and ensembles for vocal, instrumental, and strings. And if you've never been to one of those festivals, you have missed out on a real treat. These kids work very hard. Of course, they're nervous and everything, but it's a wonderful day. April 1st, Independence Community College. That college is doing so many things. It's unbelievable.
Thank you.
And just one add-on on Kelly on the showdown, the photo showdown. It's number 403. Kim and I just looked, and there's a lot of pictures there. And if you aren't sure what you're looking for, you could miss it. But it's number 403. It's a picture of the fountain with the lights on. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, look for something that has lights at the bottom and you can see the fountain, but it's not something that jumps out at you that it's ours. So you got to look hard.
Stay right where you are. So I want to take this opportunity to thank Val, because if you love First Friday, you have her to thank for that. This was her great idea. She came up to me one night at Business After Hours and told me about a community that does this, and so we decided to give it a try, and who would have ever thought that on a regular basis we would have 100 people show up and it would be televised in Independence. So big shout out to Val. Thank you very much. All right. So at this time, I want to thank our business sponsor again, Nick McCollum. Congratulations to Derail Commodity on some amazing years of service. 50 years is huge, and we're very appreciative of that. And we encourage you to stay involved, get involved, take your calendars out, share all the great information, fill out your comment cards, and have a great weekend. And we will see you back here same time next month on the first Friday of April. Thanks a lot. Have a good weekend. Oh, and be sure and leave your bottle caps on the tables or take them and put them in the box over here by the information tables. Thank you. Thanks.